All right, we are live. Here we go. We got a lot of energy here today. We had a few technical issues. We're pushing through. Okay, Naruto 678. Now the first one is looking kind of crazy, right? Going through buildings, the vines, everybody's hanging, from these little mummy pods, right? It looks pretty crazy, like a plant with its like seeds or its fruit hanging off of it. It's pretty gruesome. Actually, anybody want to say anything quick by that while I'm clicking to the next page?
The important thing to note is that it's in all the different ninja villages.
Right, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what's like, oh wow, it's not just Konoha, it's the cloud, it's the rock, and all the different ninja villages are getting the same, vines or the tree. That's the important thing to note about those pages right there.
Well, what got me was it's kind of the atmosphere that it gives the whole, the creepiness and everything just kind of got through, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought just on one page, Kishimoto did an awesome job on there. So before we go to the next page, anybody want to talk about this front page before we go on? Brandon, is there anything?
No, I think we covered everything pretty much.
James, anything you want to say about this? James? All right. Well, anyway, well, Bob, if there is anything you want to say about this, we'll get. I'll get. When you start to talk, you can go back on it. The next page, I think, is going to get everybody going. Okay, we're on the next page. It'll be depending on where you're at. I'm on Manga Stream, but depending on where you're at, it might be a different page. Okay, Sakura, what's happening on the outside, Sasuke-kun? And what would you do if you found out? Right now, there is nothing you can do. I'm just going to read this whole thing. Sasuke, it's not that. It's just Naruto and I also want to know. Sakura's. I'm getting feedback. Did you unmute yourself there, Bob? No. Am I getting feedback from somebody else? Anyway, I'm gonna press on here. Naruto and I also want to know. Sakura's trying to analyze the situation to better decide how to act next. And Sasuke, Kakashi, right now, you are no better than Sakura, so just shut up and leave me to this. And then, of course, Kakashi, not too happy. And then Naruto, damn you, Sasuke. What about our teamwork? Okay, I'll open this up to everybody. Go for it, and I'll get to you too, Bob. Okay, who wants the ball first? Michael.
Don't all jump out at once.
Well, Michael, go ahead. What do you think about Sasuke-kun laying out the law?
It's just hilarious because it's another dig at Sakura. He's like, "What would you do?" You're like, "You're completely worthless. You have no worth in this situation whatsoever." And then Kakashi is like, "Well, I mean, give her a break, Sasuke. We want to know too." And he's like, "Well, yeah, you're just as useless as her, so shut up."
You're like, what is Kishimoto going to do to bring Sakura back up? He's been knocking her down and answered nothing. So.
Well, Sasuke's already doing that for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, but here's the problem. Is he wrong?
No, I mean it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
Glad you made it, Anthony. All right, okay. I'm gonna let Bob go ahead, man. Whatever you got, guns blazing. Whatever you got on this, go ahead. If you got anything.
Well, he's not exactly wrong here. What can the two of them do against Madara? Because Kakashi doesn't even have the Sharingan anymore, and neither of them can perceive the Wimbos. Sakura is plenty strong against most levels, but she's dealing with Super Saiyan level here. So what can they do? It's like Sakura, go get me a sandwich.
And we go on there, and then we go. Okay, Kakashi doesn't have his Sharingan anymore, right? So that's a problem. Even though, like I said, I think he can still contribute something. And Naruto is still being a goofball, right? So, I mean, he's just not wrong. That's so bad.
Naruto's just empathizing with his teammates. He doesn't like being, mean.
Yeah, yeah, but he's part of the problem. I mean, it's like I say, unfortunately, he's right. Sasuke's right. These guys are, at the moment, these guys are dead weight. And unfortunately, this is Sasuke. And Sasuke doesn't like or have any respect for any of these people. The only thing that shocks me is Kakashi, right? But then again, remember his own teammates, right? Taka and all that. He as soon as those guys weren't useful to him, he would let them die. So I mean, that's his style, you know. All right, I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Sean.
I was gonna add something. Like this particular page, like I like how they let these particular characters be their characters since day one, and we all know that Sasuke was a better analyst of stuff than Sakura. So he's kind of already have a plan set already, as you can see. Like, I think he knows what he's trying to do, but nobody else is trying to do. I don't know if everybody can get that.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
well
I see
you're
what
right.
you're saying.
I think everybody's in agreement, actually, on on this. But I'm going to say one thing. Even what was it? A couple of hangouts ago, I said that Sakura was it one or two hangouts ago? I said Sakura was a broken character to me now. She's just shattered. She's not. And it wasn't even a couple of days later that Forever World came out, and he's given up on her, right? And it takes a lot for Forever World to give up on a character.
Yeah.
So I think this is just like she's literally back to that little Sasuke-kun, fangirl or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay optimistic with this. I still think Sakura gonna do something to redeem herself at the end.
Well, there is a precedent. Okay, remember what she did for I can't remember the name of the guy that's sort of the replacement.
Sai.
Sai?
Sai? Yeah, she cold-cocked him, and I wouldn't be surprised that would be wonderful at some point that he comes back. Hubris, right? Arrogance. It's a kind of arrogance that ends up, you pay for. That's hubris. Yeah. And look at, well, anyway, I'm getting ahead of it, but it looks like Sasuke, because Sasuke, this has happened to him before a lot, right? He gets ahead of himself, he gets powerful, and then he gets, it undoes him. Okay, but we're on the page 3, and of course we can always go back, and as everybody knows, when we get into the chapter, we can go back, wherever. Let me make sure everybody's getting in here. Brandon, is there anything more you want to bring up?
I don't know. I feel like Sakura, she's getting she has her moments where she was good, like when she was fighting Sasori and stuff. But he just, from then on, it's just shots at her, just keeps putting her down. I mean, it doesn't really help that Sasuke is putting her down either. But I mean, that's through Kishimoto.
Yeah, it's almost like it's just we're hearing Kishimoto talk through stuff. Well, we are, right? He's creating this stuff, but he's just really channeling this stuff. Okay, see, James, you got sound issues. Anthony, is there anything you want to chime in on?
Everyone pretty much covered what I'm thinking, so I don't really have anything new to bring at this moment. Keep on going.
Okay, there's quite
like Kishimoto is making sure that nobody supports the Naruto Sakura, the Sasuke Sakura fan club. Like, what, you guys still had hope he was the shining knight? Well, I'm going to make him insult her even more. Every other chapter, it seems like Sasuke is ribbing on her. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Do we think Kakashi can actually do anything? Like, can he do his other jutsus, or can he just be a strategic guy? I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's devising a plan.
Well, two things. He is smart, right? So he should be able to use other people. And right now, he's analyzing the hell out of Sasuke, just like Sasuke's analyzing these guys, because everybody knows they're going to end up fighting again. But my thing is about his power is and I've said this several times, is that the amount of power look how much inner chakra was getting drained just having that eye. Okay.
Yeah.
And big time. And I still think that his lightning abilities, that there are other abilities that he still knows how to use, that he's going to be able to use more powerfully.
Can I throw something out there? All
Yes,
right.
sir.
When he had his shotgun, we all know that he was known to copy abilities or attacks or whatever. Now that he doesn't have his Sharingan, do you think he will still remember all the jutsus that he copied with his Sharingan?
Yeah, because unless it needed a Sharingan to use, I'm positive he could still use it because he still remembers it, right?
Yeah, because he copied a lot of attacks. So now that he don't have the Sharingan no more, maybe he can use those attacks in full strength.
That's what I'm thinking or hoping that Kishimoto does with it, but I think it's
Yeah, that would make sense.
yeah. So we can go with that. All right, I'm gonna go on to the next page. We got vines, people hanging from vines. I'm gonna go ahead and click through that, and then okay, let's have some fun with this. And like I say, we can always go back, and everybody knows at the end of the chapter we'll go back even more. All right, the dream sequence. Let's break down these. Okay, Hinata, right? There's her. Okay, that's no big shocker, right? Neji's alive, of course, in her dream also. Kiba, okay, as Hokage, all right, not that big a deal. And I can't remember this guy's name.
Shino.
Shino.
Yeah, Shino. Okay, he's found an awesome bug species. Okay, and then we got Choji. Of course, eating, right? And this gets a little weird. I mean, I just love a manly, chunky guys that can really keep pounding the food back. And then his father looks like he's got like an alcoholic beverage or something. Looks like you found yourself a weirdo perv for you. What? Oh my God, that was so funny.
And Choji's dad's the best.
I guess so. And he did like to pound the food back, and that would be an accurate thing. And then I can't remember. Get this Shikamaru. Is that right? Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. And then him was kind of weird because it's like he's just still even like in his dream world, it's like effed up, you know.
Have you noticed it has Asuma and
Yeah, and they had the baby. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I
And
think
by
it's-
his side is, you know,
Tamari.
Tamari, which I always thought that made sense.
They're like the best like real couple in the whole manga, except for Asuma and Kurenai, and maybe Yuto and Kushina. Like
They're the only stable couple.
yeah, it's because like they're normal. They're just two people that hang out with each other, keeping each other company, and you know you can tell they'll end up getting together or whatever. But it's just like they're not crazy in love like Sakura is, and not like obsessive or whatever. They're just normal people that chill out together.
Yeah.
But I think the point of Shikamaru's thing is to show like not only all the people that he cares about in the panel, but also like Tamari is there with him, like expressing his same feelings of like the situation. Basically, it's kind of like showing you like, oh, marriage is a drag, but he's gonna end up getting married. That's kind of like the implication since Tamari is right next to him. Like their couple matches with those two couples.
All right. That point taken. Excellent. Let's go ahead and let's get to Ino. Ino's was a little weird. Sai. All right.
It's definitely not surprising. It's her dream.
Well,
She likes the bad boy.
Yep.
I guess so.
Just
I
her
guess-
father is very awkward.
That was yeah.
he's like a virgin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Another,
promoting it. Like,
yeah. He's like, go at it, boys. You know. Good grief. Yeah, that was a little weird. And then I do notice that they didn't give Sai's dream world. I think that might be a little over the top for the manga. but anyway, not a dig. I'm just saying. Anyway, Rock Lee. I thought that would be Ino that Rock Lee or even Tintin. I didn't think it would be Sakura.
no, I think like in regular Naruto, it was kind of hinted at.
Really?
Yeah.
Sakura, huh?
In the Chunin exams, Rock Lee was crazy about Sakura.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
They always had the crazy proclamations for her.
Oh, okay. I guess. Okay. I guess that makes sense then.
They're both
Tintin's
useless.
dream is so weird.
It really is.
She's like, I don't have to go correcting them anymore. So her dream world is a dream where is a world where she doesn't have to tell Lee and Guy to stop being idiots. Like,
Yeah, that she's a character that should have just been just reboot it completely. Just start over. I never hated that character. There's a lot of Tintin hate out there, but I just thought it should just start from scratch and make Tintin something else.
Tintin is the librarian of the series.
Right? I just think that people get mad because she was not really relevant in Shippuden. I mean, she wasn't really completely relevant either in regular Naruto, but
Yeah, well, what shocked me is the piling on. I never expected hate because Tintin, they're like, Tintin. It's like, wow, it's pretty amazing.
The only good thing about with Tintin is I don't know if you might remember, it was like a filler when she was learning a new ninja tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the only good thing about her.
Yeah, it's too bad.
and then a lot of people were surprised that like the ninja tool, like I don't know, just the thing with like Madara, spitting out the ninja tools and landing in front of her. People were surprised that Tenten knew what they were. Like she's a master of ninja tools. I mean, I don't know how that's surprising to you.
Yeah. Well, it was well, not to me, right? I don't think anybody here said anything like that, but let's see. All right, the wedding. Tsunade not happy about it. Yeah. So that was kind of.
I thought.
Well, go ahead, Sean.
No, I was saying I thought that was Dan.
I think it is.
Is it Dan? I don't know who that is.
Did Mizukage ever meet Dan?
This is the Mizukage.
Oh, I never thought about that angle. Mizukake marries Dan? Oh, wow. That's the angle? Wow. Maybe there was a competition thing with them, huh? Okay.
That makes sense, though. I mean, if it was so, it'd have been her and. So she's like Ino and Sakura.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was going on. That'd be interesting. Okay, cool. All right. Reikage there. Got the suit going on.
Still got
And
one
of course, yeah. And of course, we got Tsunade and Dan. Dan, she's married. Dan's Hokage and all that good stuff. Oh, well, there's a little extra with Tsunade. Jiraiya, of course, is alive, showing thanks to Naruto that he shouldn't.
That's Nawaki, not Naruto.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It's her brother? Oh, that her brother's alive?
Yeah.
But why would he be... He
So
wasn't that much younger than her.
It's Infinite Tsukiyomi. It's what she wants.
Okay.
She wants Nawaki as a little kid, and she wants Dan by her side, and Orochimaru and Jiraiya her teammates.
Oh, well, okay. That makes sense. I can buy that. And then, Gaara. That one got Gaara with his family back and everybody.
That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, 'cause that was...
Definitely was.
And even Sorcery, I have to say the Sorcery story just destroyed me because the whole thing about him making puppets out of his parents so they could hold him, I was like, ugh! That was overwhelming.
Hmm.
And then, of course, yeah, Gaara-sama, your friends have come to play. So that one kind of goes on. We get a fair amount of Gaara here.
Now, I watched Sawyer 7 Mage's review.
Yeah.
He was saying with these flashbacks, it's possible that each of these scenes could be a filler.
Sure.
Of filler.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Easily. Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
No, I was just saying it definitely wouldn't surprise me if it was. I mean, it would. I mean, it might just be a really long filler though.
I've wanted. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Conley Bob 9 here in a moment. But I actually wanted to spend. I think I was in the minority on this. I actually wanted to go ahead and spend more time in the dream world, exploring what people, in there. But I think I was definitely in the minority. All right, Bob. Is there anything about the dream stuff or anything we've covered so far? If you wanna.
I thought that Tsunade decided she was in love with Jiraiya right before he died, but I guess he was second place after all. Because remember, before he died, she decided she wanted to be with him.
Well, I think
Am I
she
the
liked.
only one who remembers?
No. I think she liked him as a person, not romantically.
Yeah, I thought she decided it was romantic, though. Does anyone else remember this?
I do. I think she decided too late though. She think she was. I think she decided too late because she knew he wasn't coming back. And
Yeah,
he was like
Possibly, but
he was like the only option left standing. Orochimaru was gone. Dan was gone.
yeah.
And she had been with the pig girl for forever. So
All right. Well, right. Okay. Well, Bob, is there anything we've covered so far that you want to go ahead and expand on?
yeah, I also would have liked to spend a little more time in Dream World, but I think it got its point across because we go back to Madara and he says that line, "Naruto, who are you to stand in the way of everyone's happiness?" And we see what a very strong statement this is, because we look at these dreams and we start to think, is the infinite Tsukiyomi really that bad a thing? Do we really want to?
Yeah, it's the temptation that drives it. So yeah, I'm with you on that. But well, anyway, filler would be if they do filler similar to what they did with the last. But as we know, what is it? They said there's no more filler. So
I doubt it. I'm sure there'll
You
be
think-
filler.
supposedly it's only canon from now on.
Oh, can I throw another thing out there?
Sure, Sean.
I remember they had the first, well, I won't say infinite, with Naruto and Sakura when I think Obito did it. Remember how they broke out of it? You think it would be the same sequence as this one?
No, I don't think so.
Or
Because
is it going to be more complex?
because in the incomplete Tsukiyomi, it was almost like a real world where an entire new existence. So it was like a mirror version of Minato and Kushina. Like they weren't actually just illusions; they were like alive in a separate world. This is more like it's just a mind thing, you know. So it's like there's no interaction with the illusions. There's no telling that you're inside of a fake illusion. It's basically just like infinite bliss, like, and you're not even thinking while you're inside the genjutsu.
Yeah, it's
So
just
I-
like hypnosis or something.
Yeah, so I don't see any way out of it. Like the way Naruto and Sakura got out of it in that movie is because like they found like the villain, you know, the orb, whatever, that was like connecting everything, and they destroyed it, and they got closure with their, you know, with their parents and stuff like that. But they were aware that they weren't from that world, and that's like the key difference, you know.
Yeah.
Awesome. So okay, now we're on the next page, and Naruto's like, "When can we get out of here?" Right? And Sasuke's like, "The light is gradually weakening, but we can leave. We can't leave while the light is still shining on us." And then, okay, so this thing bursts, everybody gets trapped, and so just persistently always on. Once everybody's trapped, I guess at a certain point, it's got a time thing, a time limit, and then it shuts off. And at the left, we got Black Zetsu. So the light didn't persist after all. And so Black Zetsu off on its own. Okay, and the next page. Oh yeah, I like this. I'm gonna read this. Okay. It looks like the black bastard is doing fine. Finally. Okay, so we got everybody. Sasuke, how can we wake everyone up from the Gegetsu? And then the Rinnegan Getsu can be dispelled by the Rinnegan itself, most likely. Okay. So in other words, we need that left eye of yours, Sasuke. I won't let you do anything of the sort. And then in the right corner, all that's left is to get rid of the lot. Now that is that's a big thing from Black Zetsu to say, right? Because that's when Black Zetsu said that, it meant all of them, right? Including Madara. But all right. Anybody doing anything to say before we go to the next page on that?
Oh, Black Zetsu's the man.
Yeah.
Well, the woman. Yeah. Okay, then we got Madara coming in like a boss. And The savior of this world shall finish you. Awesome stuff. That's going to look great in the anime, by the way. And that on his forehead, and everybody's seen it. And be careful, we're surrounded by 4 of his shadows in every direction. I know, there's nothing more you can do now. And then we go to the next page. And then we got Madara. This world's bonds with fate have been severed. Everyone, their suffering, their pain, their futility. They have been disconnected from it all in Naruto. But it's all one giant lie. That's right. Naruto, who are you to interfere with the happiness of everyone? Right, there we go, that line again. This show ends here. I've transformed this hell into heaven. Surely you realize by now this is the end.
Alright, so this felt really out of character for me with Madara. Like, I've transformed this hell into heaven, and I'm the savior of this world. Like, is it just me, or did Madara seem like, evil, psychotic villain like the past, 20 chapters, and now all of a sudden he's justifying himself like he's done good?
It sounds like the same BS he was telling Obito. I think he's just trying to mine, Naruto.
Right, but Obito has been saying it from the very beginning. He's been like, I'm going to recreate the world, I'm doing it for everybody else, to get out of this hell. And Madara was just like in the corner snickering and like, basically saying, oh yeah, go ahead, go Obito, like Madara always, it just came off as that wasn't his goal. Like his goal was just like to get power, right? I mean, you've been saying it, like Madara's power hungry, Madara, and now all of a sudden it's like they did a 180 turn in this chapter. It was weird.
Well, we're really getting to the whole thing here. So I think at the end of this chapter we're going to be talking a lot about Madara. You are onto something. Wrong, Madara. You are not the savior, nor its end. And it's okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to go through this. And Black Zetsu, how can you declare so surely that you are different than Obito, that you understand everything? It is absurd to think that you could be the one who is so mistaken, Madara.
Is it so absurd to think that you could be the one who is so mistaken?
Right. Madara, Black Zetsu, what are you talking about? You're my will, Black Zetsu. How can you get all uppity and crazy and talkative like this? I was the one that made you. You were created from my will. Wrong again. The will that is me. Okay, we all knew this. Is Kaguya's. I mean, we all knew this, but I like it. I like it's the vessel. I do like to use Black Zetsu to do this. What's happening? We go through the whole page. Naruto and Sasuke. I kind of want to go ahead and get to the end because we can really break this all down. No, it's not that. Just said Kaguya. What's that? Sakura doesn't know. Kaguya. Naruto doesn't know. The one the Sage of Six Paths told us about, and Naruto's completely, has no idea. Acquiring the power of the Ten Tails, you will acquire, right? Hubris, born, and this is here we go. Great conceit and hubris was born within my mother's power. People began to cower away from her in fear, her power, and then Madara, it looks like he's getting taken over. All right, let's break this open. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and I'm going to start from left to right with everybody. Anthony, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Do you want to get started? You want to get started in on this? What do you think? Is Madara a broken character? Did it seem wrong? Does it? What do you think about this?
Are you saying, do I think his attitude was wrong, or the betrayal?
Or look at it this way: what about the last few pages jumped out at you?
I kind of think this is Kishi's answer to actually taking out Madara. I mean, I remember during that one interview where he said he doesn't really know how to handle him.
Right.
No, I think this is his answer. I think he realized that all the people that were on the field, there's really no proper way to for them to beat them, or for any of those people to beat Madara, because he's so powerful. He's got so many powers. He's got, the 10 tails in him. Any way that was written that Naruto, Sasuke taking him out, it's gonna seem kind of, So his answer is to bring in someone higher, and that's Kaguya. At least that's my opinion. I think it was kind of just like an ass pull, bringing Kaguya into the.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I'm going to suggest, and like I said, I'm going to get everybody in on this. Is I don't think that Kaguya was a shock to anybody, right? I don't think anybody was surprised, but going through Black Zetsu, I think that was the only twist that surprised anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anthony, you want me to come back to you later, or are you done now, or is there anything else?
I'll just play off you guys.
Okay.
No, not particularly. Just keep going. I'll play off you guys.
Brandon, what do you think?
I just kind of want an explanation on how Black Zetsu's will was Kaguya's. It's kind of the only thing that I want explained. And, I mean, even if this is the way to take out Madara, how are they going to be able to take out Kaguya? Because we don't really know the full extent of her power. We just know that she's pretty much the strongest of all time.
Well, let me ask you, does this seem legitimate to you, or does this seem just like a device to get past this?
I just think it's a way to get past it.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's definitely not a surprise that Kaguya is playing a role in how all this is happening. It's just, I mean, even if you take out Madara, I mean, the way they talk about Kaguya, it's almost like she's more powerful than Madara in a way, because he was striving to be as powerful as her. So how are they going to take out Kaguya if they're having a hard time taking out Madara?
Right. Okay. And Bob, I will get to you, but in a little bit, because I know you got more to say on this. James, is your sound equipment and everything all right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do you think? The last few pages, Madara, are you buying it? Do you need to know more? Were you surprised? What do you think?
From the standpoint of I'm disappointed that I can buy it. I figured that if Hagoromo could travel time and all that, and I figured Kaguya could too. I was trying to reconcile how she's still a player now, and beyond that, I think the only thing that can really beat Madara is more of Hashi's wood, really.
Right.
And that's what Zetsu is.
All right. Well, is there anything? Okay, anything a little bit more you want to talk about, James? Or you can go ahead and go to Mike.
Well, I mean, last thing I want to say, I think I was disappointed that Madara's vision has started getting blurry. You know, because he wanted the Infinite Tsukuyomi for one thing, for power. Now he wants to save the world, and that's. And also, I thought it was interesting when Zetsu said earlier that Madara didn't get it either, just like Obito. So, which leads me to believe that maybe she let Obito become a Jinchuriki because she thought he understood it first, but apparently he didn't.
So basically, Kaguya just Sasuke Madara is what just happened, right? He just gave her the Sasuke. You're no better than Sakura.
Yeah.
You don't know. You really don't know what's going on either. So,
yeah, they had to balance it out.
I do wish but it's been hinted at. That's why I didn't think nobody's surprised about Kaguya, because we keep seeing her picture. So at least it's built up. But I guess if we knew a little bit of the technical aspect of how she did it, at least just spend a few panels to say, okay, she's doing the same thing as her son, or she's just this entity that's been barely alive, tiny little bit of chakra somehow. So just something to make it, so we understood it a little better. I think that's.
We are definitely going to be in King's Cross Station next chapter.
Right.
With Madara and her battling internally, I believe.
Well, that's another thing. We're the prediction part. Okay, but we're not there yet. Michael, what do you think about the last few pages? The whole Madara. Was it weird to you? Are you buying it? What?
Actually, no, it's not weird at all. Like I said, the minute I saw Kaguya in the sky, and the minute I saw that her voice was speaking to Madara through the tree, I was like, yeah, she's got a personality, she's got a consciousness, she's going to take over. It was almost a foregone conclusion by that point. Me. When I look at it as a whole, story-wise, it makes sense because her background story is she was a despot, a ruler who was power hungry. She was likely sealed by her sons or whatever. We didn't get that full confirmation, but You know, and Madara as a character himself is just too disconnected from the rest of the manga. He has no connection to Naruto, no connection to Sasuke. He is too overpowered, and like, where did he learn all the things he knew? Like, how did Obito know how to corrupt people? How did Madara know how to corrupt Obito? No, it had to all come from something. And Kaguya is a good basis for where Madara could have acquired all his knowledge from. And
Well,
and
yeah,
also,
but knowingly. Yeah, but Michael, interrupt you. I mean, I'll let you keep going. But if he was getting this information from her because she's telling him, I could go, okay, I can understand it. But just osmosis, he's getting it from her.
I don't think she was telling him anything. In my
No, evidently not.
Yeah, my personal theory is that when Madara learned how to create the Zetsu clones, because didn't he create those clones from Hashirama's DNA
Yeah.
and
And Geto.
Geto Maza.
yeah, right? And Miguel Mazo is the Jubi Tusk. So Kaguya must have infected him or something at that point in time. The Zetsu clones that Madara thought he was creating, she was creating. And she's been manipulating him like a puppet, basically without him even knowing about it. So, like I said, story-wise, it makes sense for her to be behind it. Character-wise, Madara doesn't really scream out to me that he has to be connected to anything because he has no connection to anybody. So why does he have to be the final villain?
Okay, all right, but I mean, for me, it's just the whole idea of how did he just? Knowledge just popped in my head out of nowhere. That's the only part of this that I have any issue.
No, well, Kishi has to explain it, but I'm saying it can easily be explained in terms of story. It makes sense for her to be behind him.
Yes, I do. I don't disagree with that at all. Okay, Sean, I'm going to go to you, and Conley Bob 9, I'm going to go last. Actually, let me go ahead and go to Bob. Go ahead and open up on Madara and all this. Are you there?
I'm here.
Go for it.
First, I wanted to comment on Madara's character. I don't think it was out of character for him at all. I think the thing with him is he's definitely a narcissist, but he's a narcissist who wants to bring peace. And not only does he want peace, he thinks that he deserves to be the one to bring it and rule over the world. Otherwise, why not just let Obito take things over and do it from there, because he wanted the same thing. So he's definitely very prideful, but he's been saying from the start that the world will be much better served under my infinite Tsukiyomi. So this is what he wanted all along. And as for the evil things he did, I think you can make the case that Madara is Obito without the internal struggle. Obito is always struggling within himself, but Madara is a true believer. He didn't waver in his goal at all, and which allowed him to commit all the atrocities he had to bring it out, because the end always justified the means. And as for Madara being disconnected to all the other characters, Kaguya has connections to no one other than the sage, his brother, and possibly the two sons. That's it. Outside of Madara, no one this generation even knows who Kaguya is. We didn't know who Kaguya was till a couple months ago. But Madara initiated the Uchiha massacre because he wanted revenge against his clan, which indirectly shaped Naruto's life as well, because the Kyuubi attack was a big part of it, because the Uchiha were blamed for it. So Madara has manipulated the world quite significantly, I'd say.
Okay, well, Bob, I hate to throw this out there, but somebody, I can't remember in comments, I can't remember who exactly said this, but somebody said that these turn of events, what happened at the end of this chapter, opens the door, right, for Madara I hate even saying this, to be a good guy. To actually be a good guy. Okay? To redeem himself because he's actually trying to do good. What do you think of that?
I just feel like all of his intentions.
Well, hold on, Brandon. I'll get to you. But go ahead, Bob.
Well, even if that happens, you can say he's the only villain in the series who actually achieved his goal. He wanted the infinite Tsukiyomi, and now he's done that. So if, say, Kaguya takes over his body, I can see a scenario where Madara begins to battle Kaguya internally to, to stop her, because if she takes over the dream, I think she's going to make it into more of a nightmare reality. It's not going to be a peaceful dream anymore. So Madara battles her internally, while Naruto and Sasuke battle her externally. So if Madara does in fact turn good and help the heroes, I'd actually be okay with that, because he did accomplish his goal and he never wavered in that.
You think Madara was a bad guy to begin with?
Well, this is the See, this is the bait that I threw out there. What if he turns out to be a good guy? Like, can anybody handle that? He's like, well, I was just trying to. This is my way of saving the world, instead of just being a narcissistic villain. That's what I'm saying. Well, anyway, hold on. Anyway, Brandon, what do you want to say on this?
Well, I just wanted to say that what Madara is doing, I mean, isn't the right way, but his goal and what he's looking for is peace. It's not what he's looking for is bad, it's just his way and intentions of doing it is the bad part.
I liked it when he's a pure villain. I enjoyed Madara a lot more like that. I hate the idea of trying to make him, just a good guy that's doing it in a bad way. Sean, what do you think of all this stuff?
Oh man, I don't know where to begin.
Well, let me ask you this question: Do you have any problem with Kaguya coming out and Black Zetsu being the device and the Zetsus that Kaguya's been using? Is there anything in this that just didn't seem right to you, or was it a surprise, or was Black Zetsu a surprise?
I may have to start off with Madara first and then Kaguya.
Yeah.
All right. When Madara was making the Black Zetsu, his ambition was his will to be what Kaguya is, have all this power and create peace at the same time. Somebody said, what he wanted to do was made him a good guy, but the things that he did in order to reach that goal was pure evil. So everybody labeled him as an evil guy. And he had to fight his way to the top. And like Kali Bob Nye said, that he's the only villain that actually completed what he wanted to do. As far as Kaguya is, I think all the events that happened regarding to the Black Zetsu and Madara, it was all about her. I think she was doing the same thing as the Sage of Sixth Path was doing, traveling through time and talking to people. Because I'm pretty sure that when Madara fought Hashirama right before he died, he was talking to Kaguya.
All right, that makes sense. So, all right, anything about this chapter? Because the next thing we're going to talk about after we're done with this chapter is we're going to start talking about a lot of Hunter stuff. So, anything about Naruto this chapter anybody wants to bring back up? Anything?
And I just want to talk about Madara again for a second.
Okay.
Like Bob was saying that Kaguya doesn't have any connection to Naruto and Sasuke, but in Naruto and Sasuke, if they represent the younger and older son, then that could be all the connection that's needed right there, just to symbolize that the two sons of the Sage of Six Paths are going to be the ones taking down, Kaguya. So there's a connection there at least.
But he had Indra's chakra in him too, just like the first had the others. So
Right, but he doesn't have it anymore.
He didn't have it, but he did. So.
Right, but when he did, Naruto and Sasuke wasn't alive, so he still didn't have any connection to them.
Can I throw something out there for him?
Yeah.
All right. There was a chapter, I forgot what chapter it was, when they showed Kaguya had the two sons, which was the Sage of the Sixth Path and his brother. Was Kaguya alive when the Sage of the Sixth Path had his two sons?
Don't know.
Or she just like disappeared?
Well, we don't know when she disappeared. And does anybody know that? The answer to that?
I don't think we really know the timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't see the timeline.
Okay. It looked like Kaguya was only connected to his two sons. Because if they didn't know about Indra and his brother, and they was traveling through time talking to people, then she's the only person that's like pretty much not connected with anything.
Well, I don't know. I think it needs some clarification, or I would like some clarification as to what happened with Kaguya or how she was defeated. Because all I remember seeing is that they showed she had two sons,
Yeah.
and then next the sons were adults and they were fighting the Ten Tails. And after that fight, if I got it right, Hagoromo had his two kids.
Yeah.
I think we're due for a pretty lengthy flashback.
So that's that segues us into predictions. So it looks like we're going to need a lot more Kaguya, right? We need to know a lot more what she did, how she did it, right? And that's probably, I'm assuming, next chapter.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? Obito fought off Kaguya's will, not Madara's will, before when Obito was in control of Black Zetsu. He was fighting off Kaguya's control.
It does kind of change things, doesn't it? Anything with Black Zetsu. And Black Zetsu's been, recording things since for how long?
Yeah.
Black Zetsu knows a lot.
And I guess he was recording things for Kaguya then. That must have been the point of his recording things, maybe, so Kaguya could see.
So do you think that, remember when Madara made a fail-safe proof to Obito, Kaguya made it a fail-safe proof to Madara?
Maybe that's why Madara can't move when he touched him. When Black Zetsu touched him. I don't know.
Well, it's probably, I think Zetsu himself was the failsafe.
It looks like that fail-safe proof.
Well, one thing just to throw it out there is, remember Orochimaru, he had little bits of chakra all over the place. He was still he was fully aware of what was going on, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Kaguya has probably knows an amazing amount of stuff going on. So anyway, let's get to predictions. I'll just go down the line. I want to make sure everybody's covered before we break into Hunter. Anthony, any predictions? Anything you want to say on this?
Well, I think the main thing that needs to be covered is Kaguya's history. I mean, I think we need a clear timeline of events, because if we don't get that, that's I think that's the biggest problem with Kaguya. We just don't know enough about her.
Right.
We don't know when she, the events of how she became sealed or whatever happened to her. She didn't actually die. She was sealed, right? Anyway.
That's the thing, we don't know. Like, we don't know how she died, how she went away.
Yeah, nothing's written.
Yeah, I don't know whatever it was, we need to find that out,
Yeah, I can say this with Kaguya. I'm gonna say this as a prediction. I think they're gonna make a movie about her, like how they have the Shippuden movies. It has, like, that's what I need to see. Like, I hope we can see.
Yeah, we need a lot of info on her. That's
Yeah,
fascinating.
it's to a point that it's going to be a movie of just her and the Sage of the Sixth Path, the brothers, and Indra, and all of that.
Now, would any? Oh,
Brandon, you got any
yeah.
predictions or?
Well, I wanted to bring up something. Would anybody want to see anything about the brother? I mean, we haven't really seen anything about him either.
Well, you know what happens when two brothers get along in Naruto? They just ignore them, right? So unless they feud, you know,
That's shockingly true.
yeah, no conflict is boring. So
The brother might be the death god. He might have
Yeah,
been
that's
cursed or
most people's
something.
predictions.
that'd be interesting. Interesting. I like that. All right,
But
is there
yeah,
anything else, Brandon? Or
but pretty much it's just we definitely need just an explanation, even
so,
if it's just 2 chapters or 3 chapters. I
all
mean,
right, so we're just waiting
just
for the
something,
next
anything.
chapter to get something to work with. Yeah, James, anything?
I think we're going to be in King. I think it's going to be in the King's Cross Station or the internal struggle build next chapter. Um, that's really it. I
That's it.
think
Yeah.
we'll see those little diamonds above everybody's head as they watch Madara talk to himself while Zetsu working them over.
All right, sounds good. Michael, predictions? Anything?
Yeah, I think that Black Zetsu next chapter is going to be slowly integrating himself with Madara and leaving Obito's body. And Naruto and Sasuke are going to be like, we're going to stop it or something. And then the white Zetsu is going to stop them, the one that cast off Yamato. Like, it'll block them from stopping Kaguya and Madara from merging. And then I think that at the end of the chapter, we'll have Kaguya reborn, basically, and that's where it'll end on a cliffhanger with with the new Kaguya in Madara's body, and then at some point Obito will wake up and he'll help them defeat Kaguya some way, or maybe defeat the Tsukiyomi. I don't know. Obito's going to do something, whether it's defeat the infant Tsukiyomi or help them defeat Kaguya. He's going to play some kind of role like that, and I do think that Madara is going to turn good because Hashirama is there. And I do believe that Hashirama is there simply because uh, he wants to save his friend. So he'll be there to try to save his friend. Obito and Madara have that connection that Obito and Naruto have. So there'll be that parallel where they try to re whatever it is in that. So yeah, so that's my prediction right there. So I think those things are gonna happen.
All right, we still got Orochimaru and and Team Snake or whatever. When this, because they seem to understand things that was going on about the tree and all the rest of it. It just seemed like they had a lot of knowledge. So their plan is still gonna, I think, have some effect. All right, Conley Bob 9. What are your predictions?
I think it's still in question if Kaguya will truly take over, because it does seem out of character for Madara to be fooled like this by Black Zetsu of all things. So I think either Madara will turn the tables on Kaguya somehow and take her power, or if she does in fact take over, then Madara is going to battle her internally while the heroes battle her externally, and that will answer the question of Brandon was asking of how if they couldn't defeat Madara, how are they going to defeat Kagura, who's even more powerful? And I also wanted to comment quickly on Kaguya's connections to Ashura and Indra. Even the knowledge that Naruto and Sasuke have this inheritance, we only learned like 5 to 6 chapters ago. Everything around Kaguya is very recent, and Kaguya just came too much out of nowhere for me in this arc, whereas Madara is a name that we've known about since the Valley of the End, the epic clash there.
All right, awesome. Okay, James, you want to go ahead and be the last person to make predictions, and I'll make my extremely short prediction. Or Sean. Oh, yeah. Well, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Sean.
My prediction. My prediction is Tintin gonna give the ninja tools to Sasuke and Naruto, and as Black Zetsu is infusing himself with Madara, I think at the end of all of this, I think they're not going to be killed. They're just going to be sealed off somehow.
Well, she's in a dream world, you know. Tintin's in her dream world.
A very weird dream world.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to understand. So I don't know, unless they port over. We talked about this last week. Unless the second ports over to her and gets the tools or something. I don't know.
So it's like her stuff is like laying on the floor.
Well, that's true. It had, what was it? The visor, the broken visor from Madara.
Yeah.
So is that something that's going to happen? Madara's going to.
It looks like somebody's gonna it. I don't think Tintin's over. It looks like somebody's gonna give Sasuke and Naruto the ninja tool.
Yeah, maybe it's Madara. Madara, since he pegged that. Maybe he did that on purpose so he could use those tools later to seal, or have Kaguya finally sealed. Interesting. All right, was there anything else, Sean, before I make my final thing? On Naruto?
Just a phrase, like, everybody with power always get corrupt at the end. So this is Madara's version of it.
Yeah, absolute power corrupts absolutely what Lord Ashton, I think it was, said that. Okay, here's my prediction. This is something that Conley Bob 9 said a long time ago. I'm going to shorten it down. Basically, Obito is like a cockroach. He's still alive. He's still part of Black Zetsu. You cannot kill or get rid of Obito, no matter what happens. So that's my prediction. No matter what happens to this manga, Obito somehow, in some shape or form, is still going to be alive. You were right once again, Conley Bob 9, on that. He's hanging with Black Zetsu power. He's hanging with Kaguya.
Yeah, I don't think he's dying anytime soon, but hopefully he does before this is over. If there's
He overpowered Kaguya.
I had to start this at the ending. Okay, that's it. No, it was an awesome chapter. If there is, actually, let me go ahead and open this up. Is there any last thing that anybody wants to bring up from this chapter before we close it out? Because I want to have a nice Hunter chat.
Yeah. Regarding Madara, I'll make this brief. Regarding Madara, whether he's always been good or not, I don't really think it's a matter of being good or evil. It's just he has a different method than everyone else. Everyone in the world that we know of, except for maybe Orochimaru, because he's crazy, wants some form of peace. I think Madara's thing is, we've tried Hashirama's way, we've tried your way, now we're going to do it my way. If we can't achieve peace organically, then I'm going to put it in through force. It's his thing is the ends justify the means. And his means were, I guess, can be viewed as evil, and that's why he's come off as an evil character. But he's always wanted the same as everyone else. I mean, if you look at his origins from when he met Hashirama when he was a kid, he wanted peace. He was on the same page as Hashirama. So it makes sense for his character to start where it's ending right now. He started wanting peace. He's going to end wanting peace. It's just his way of getting to it, his way of getting towards that peace is radically different from everyone else. And that's what everyone really has a problem with. They don't want his fake peace. But he figures that it's impossible to get it, so I'm going to force you to have it, whether you like it or not. So.
All right, on that note, well put. I do appreciate it. Okay, now we go to the Hunter part of this. Okay, and we may just do the episode, okay? Is there, who here isn't caught up with Hunter x Hunter, the chapters, the manga? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Sean.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Okay, let me go in. Anthony, I'm going to go just down the list, make this easy on myself. Anthony, are you caught up with the manga?
Yeah, I actually recently caught up, so I'm good.
You read the new chapter, right?
I did.
Okay, Brandon dropped. Okay, excellent. Okay.
Everyone's dropping.
Everyone's dropping. I knew there were going to be a whole lot of people. James, Okay.
I haven't, so I'm going to drop out.
All right, man. Hey, I hope you get into it, but I don't know if you'll like it or not. But I hope you give it a shot. But it does. I hate to say it, it does take. You know, I mean, Sean, it took you what? It took you until the New York City arc, right?
Yeah, like 3 arcs.
Yeah.
I want to explain. Okay, the picture part is to when there was like the last people
Well, he's
fighting.
gone. He dropped.
Oh,
Yeah, he dipped.
Okay. Well, it's the Hunter crew now. Okay. Well, anybody out there listening, give it a shot. It takes a few. But now, okay, and everybody, oh my gosh, everybody's caught up, and it was in, was it, what was the last chapter, 341? Let's get
Yeah,
to
341.
Yeah, let's go ahead, if you don't mind, get to the manga. And I want to say this at the beginning. Okay, usually a manga, a comic, it's like there's pictures, and then there's like enough words to keep it going along, right?
yeah.
This
Very
was,
dialogue heavy.
oh my god, this was like, it was almost like a book that had pictures.
Wait, what chapter was it again? Like, what was it about?
1.
Okay, was it 341?
Yes.
Yeah, it was called Calamity.
Yep, there it is, 341. Okay.
I'm about to go there now.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get there.
Very,
Also-
very dialogue heavy.
Yeah, it was intense.
What were you saying, Michael?
341.
Yep, yes, sir.
Yeah, this chapter is really dialogue heavy. Woo.
It was
I
was
still
a
have
good
to read
read.
it again because I don't think I grasped it all, you know?
I read it twice. Sawyer Seven Mage, was it him or Neverworld? Somebody gave a good a deal on it, but there's a lot. There's you could have broken this down into probably 3 different chapters. I'll have to be honest with you. There's a lot going on.
And it seemed like he just picked right up, what has it been, over 2 years? He
Oh,
just got
yeah.
right back into the fold, there's no reintroductions. Just kept going, like nothing ever happened. Which is, I thought was kind of comical.
This reminds me of when they was trying to pick out the new chairman. Like, there was so much dialogue.
Yeah,
I
well,
still
this is
don't fully understand that arc. I need to go back and read it again. That was too much
Yeah.
going on there.
Like, I only know half of that art. I just skipped, like, some people talking and stuff.
Well,
There's a lot of important stuff in there. You should probably read it all.
Yeah, it's definitely something to sit down with, and but it throws you off because you're used to, I mean, look, I can well, we're going to talk about fairy tale at the end of it. I can go through a fairy tale chapter fairly quickly. It's a pleasant ride. It's nice to look at, right? It's a lot better, much better art. Okay, the art's just awesome.
Oh,
Very
leaps and bounds.
Yeah, leaps and bounds. But as far as content, I mean, this is like, and then I've been reading some other stuff, about. We'll kind of get into that later. Well, anyway, there's the first thing here. Like I say, this is a little different. So this group, right? They have the World Voyage Information Management Database. And they keep talking about the Kakin and the king, right? The empire or country of Kakin. And I was reading from the prior chapter, and they were saying that's like, okay, this is all written, of course, through a Japanese perspective, Togashi, that's like China, who's just open to all, to anything or anything going on, and they're going to give it a shot, right? And that's kind of how they are, and that the Zodiacs are kind of like the United States or Europe. But anyway, he broke it down into stuff like that. That seems to be the way that it works. And wow. Okay, so this guy's getting into. I'm going to kind of fly through at least the first part of this. Well, to a degree. Anyway, the first page. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about there? Because I mean, before we get to the,
There's really
Are we
nothing
going
to talk
page by
about.
page?
Okay, yeah, I want to go page by page, but I think I'm going to skip to where we actually get into the place because there's a lot to talk about. The New World Gatekeeper and all this. Okay, let's go ahead and get in there. The guy, what was the guy's? As a matter of fact, let me skip back here. This is the page where the guy says, he gives him that book. Oh, and I wanted to bring this up. Oh man, let me bring this up right in the beginning. Okay, Melody, right from the New York City arc, right? The one that the girl that looked like a guy.
Yeah, the flute.
Yeah, with the flute and everything.
Yeah.
She looked that way because of I got this written down somewhere. The Sonata of Darkness. Okay, supposedly written by Satan. Okay, and now we're going to the Dark Continent, which is hellish. Okay, I think this is all. This is like we're getting to like, and I think this temple that they'll talk about later. I think we're getting to like the entry point of hell or something.
What
I think
page
this is
are you
getting. I'm on the page, and I'm going to read from this page. It's where the guy says, "If that happens, what's the course of action? Pandora will have no choice." This is the bottom of this page, but to open it. And the guy's like, "Is that a metaphor for something?" And then this is the part I really wanted to read. When I was young, I used to smile and laugh without a care in the world. And then I came here. And then he opens up, and we go into this place, which is like Alien, you know, with the stuff in there. Kill me! You know what I mean? Yeah, well, I'm an old guy. Movie Aliens.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. And that's what it looks like here. And it's like, holy cow. So let's kind of break this down. Okay, and where one guy is twisted, like it looks like a bird's nest, right? In his face and everything. And these people are just, I mean, this is just like, oh my God. Imagine you go in there and you're like, what the hell? Okay, so I'm skipping pages again. On the top of the page, like the director, the main guy in charge, is actually like looking at us, and he's got a thumb pointing back at these twisted humans, right? That's the page I'm on, and they're like looking at this. Now, why all these other guys have these suits and stuff on, and the director and the new guy coming in don't? It doesn't look too good, but anyway, that's where I'm at. So anytime you guys want to chime in, please do.
Well, the suits thing is probably because, like, if you watched Independence Day,
yes,
you remember that when the president and everybody visited the facility, they weren't wearing protective suits, but the staff were.
Right.
Like, to sterilize the environment or whatever. So that's probably, like, you know, standard procedure to wear those suits. And, like, you know, they're just walking in like, you know, two people that own the place. So I don't think there's any, like, you know, relevance other than that as to why they're not wearing those protective suits.
What do you think of the New World Traveler's Log, the book? So some book, and see, there's a lot of stuff here. So you have this old book from some expedition that happened a long time ago, right?
Right.
And these people, but we don't have people from there. We have people more recent. My gosh, they look just... Your first assignment is to read the book, so he's got to figure this out. And like I said, there's so much dialogue, and I don't mind to read it all, but I just don't want to spend all this time. Okay, and then there's the point where they meet the hunter who has got the disease where you can't die. Even though you remember the New York City arc where the guy had those fish. What was it? What was it? Lucifer, the guy that was in charge of the spiders, right?
Crollo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Crollo Lucifer.
Yeah, well, if I remember the dialogue, it was one of the like lower level. Well, he was a big hunter, but he wasn't as big as he thought. So he took him on, and he said something about, by the time this is over, you're going to beg me to kill you. And he put those fish or whatever in him that put him in like a stasis where he was still alive, but he was tormented. And it's kind of like that. I realize it's not exactly the same at all, but it just reminded me of being.
Wait, is this the same person?
No. There's no connection. No, Sean. I'm not making a connection. I'm not making a real connection like that. I'm just talking about somebody being alive when, in a state that they, it's not where they want to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So no real big connections. No. So that guy, but I mean, holy cow, right? I mean, I feel a lot of empathy for people in general. So this is, trying to find some way to save that guy. And the other guy's, he's not really a human anymore. Whatever, it just walks by and the guy's just like looking. He puts a hand up. It's obvious there's something in there. It does not require sustenance as a human does. He has survived entirely self-sufficient for close to 50 years. Good grief. Can't give the guy a sandwich or something? So I'm going to skip through. So he's reading the book, and then we get to the whole thing. Okay. All right. Now we get to the part to where we get what Netero's, video, right? So he starts talking about this. I don't know if we're going to have a whole lot on this, guys, because there's a lot of dialogue, and I don't know what you guys want to talk about. This was kind of... So, is this really him? And there's two of them, right? There was one that says, if there's a guy that comes up and says he's my son, he's not, right? If I remember right, there's two different videos. And then there's this one saying go, and I think the other one said don't go to the Dark Continent, and this one, like, it would be good if you went there. But I'm not going to ask you. Yeah.
I like how Netero is basically like, he's ordering them to do it, but I'm not really ordering you to do it. It's like, it's your own free will, But like it's like he's just going back and forth between go, but don't go, go, but it's your choice.
But look at all these characters that we don't know yet, right here, right? And these are we don't know their abilities, right?
Right. Yeah, we were introduced to these characters when they were like right after the Ant arc, for their
election arc.
Yeah, the election arc, but we still don't,
Yeah, we don't know what they do or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot there, and then Ging. Things keep going back to Gon's father, whatever. But
does anybody else hate that guy, or am I the only one?
Who?
Ging?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Oh, now that everybody's caught up, the whole what boggled my mind. It was great though. It was really good writing, but the whole thing when Gon goes through all that stuff and he's back alive, and here how many chapters were we waiting for the father-son reunion? Right?
Yeah.
And Ging, I wish I could read the dialogue right. And Ging was kind of like, I don't really want to meet him, and then they met, and he's like, well, maybe if I see you around. Everybody's like, my God, what a jerk.
Worst father of the year.
Oh my God. He's like,
especially when he made Gon go on like a friggin' safari hunt to find him, like leaving him little boxes of clues and messages and video cards and making him go through all that shit to go to Greed Island. Yeah,
then he punished him, and then he punished him by wanting to bring Killua to meet him right after Greed Island. And he said, if my son tries to bring someone with him to meet me, then it's gonna go to Kite instead. Remember that when he had the those 3 cars that they could take out of Greed Island at the end?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And he's like, I guess Kite explained that like the only reason that you came to me instead of Ging is because you brought someone with you. If you would have been by yourself, you would have went right to Ging. So
yeah, it's quite.
Does anyone not remember this?
I don't remember that, but I don't doubt it a bit. So it sounds just like it.
Never mind.
Well, remember. Well, no. I'm glad you brought it up. And the whole thing about the guy. Remember the guy in Greed Island that Ging made him change his name so the acronym would work.
Oh yeah.
And so right there, the guy he's like, you know what? Your father is an asshole. Let me just give you a little foreshadowing here. Yeah, let me give you a little foreshadowing here. He's not an evil guy, but he's not a great guy either. So yeah.
He just doesn't care. He has this non-caring attitude about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's gonna make. Yeah, he's gotta. Yeah, he's gonna make things work even if it hurts people. I mean, that's kind of his thing. Not a bad guy, but definitely not a good guy.
Kind of explains Gon's state of mind,
It makes Gon a little more clear. Yeah, I think Gon's a better version than Ging, but he's got some Ging in him. There's no doubt about that.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Now, what do you guys think of Beyond Netero?
He's definitely not a good guy. This dude has got villain written all over him, in my opinion. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but
wait. So is that guy his son?
Supposedly,
we don't really know. And I thought it was kind of eye-opening when when he said that, a guy claiming to be my son is going to appear, or if a guy claiming to be my son appears, just the way he worded that sounds like this guy isn't really his son.
Right.
It almost seems like he's like. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying, what does he mean when he says he's captured beyond Netero? I don't get what that means.
Who?
Well, they like the V5, which I guess is supposed to be like the 5 permanent members of the council. That was something I read somewhere else, like the 5, main nations.
Yeah, those are
like
the people. Those are the people that ordered the Hunter organization to take care of the Chimera ants.
So
they were trying to put the responsibility on them rather than handle it themselves.
Right. So say you captured me, so they'll stop hunting you. What he's saying.
So his name is Beyond Netero? Is that what it is?
His name, yeah, his actual name is Beyond.
That's weird.
I know. When I first read it, I'm like, it didn't make sense until I realized that was his name. Which I don't really think that's his name. I think he just pulled a name out of nowhere and claiming to be his son. I don't.
That's what it looks like.
He wants to get to the Dark Continent for some reason. He's pushing the hardest for it, and I think he's using Netero as a way to get there, because Netero said that, or I don't know who said it, that it was forbidden until he died to go there, and now he just pops up as soon as Netero dies. Oh, now we can go there. Let's go. So.
Yeah, it does look crazy suspicious, because he knew that if he had popped there, Netero would, you're not my son.
Yeah.
You're fake. And then he goes, and then he does the whole thing, adding on to that. He says, so how about some give and take? So he's trying to get them to go along with something, right? Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. And humanity brought back from its dark continent the 5 great calamities. That's where I'm at right now. The weapon Bryon, the true protector of the mysterious ancient ruins, the unidentified spear. So
the human body.
Yeah. And so the mysterious ancient ruins, it's probably a portal to hell or something. And then we got some, this is weird stuff. This is really weird. The desire codependency, gas life forms, the desire of codependency. What? Huh? They're gas life forms. Okay, I guess we're going to find out.
It says note, return is written with hope, risk is written with calamity.
There we go.
So, yeah, so I guess, I don't know, it's weird.
It is weird. And then I want to break something else down there. In the video, which is probably a fake, Netero said, it was something like, I went there and I got power. He says, in this world, you fight and you're victorious and you're rewarded. In that world, you just fight. You don't really, you know what I mean? It's not, it's like the next thing. It's like there, it just doesn't seem to end, It's like hell or something. And then the apparition, murders, contagion, the 2-tailed snake, hellbell. And then this would get really weird. The pleasure and life exchange, human feeding beast, the papu. It's kind of like a succubus or something. I don't know, but they're like, these people are getting pleasure, but they're getting life sucked out of them. It's really odd.
I just saw something like, is those 3 things, they're connected to something with like eyes as shadows?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could see, it looks like 3 humans are just laying on some kind of like hairy or grassy surface or whatever, and then like they're enveloped. Like the guy in the middle, look at the guy in the middle. You can see
he's smiling.
His mouth, he's smiling, and you can see like there's all like things wrapped around his face. I'm guessing that's the feeding beast, Papu, and like that's his bones. His bones are on the ground or whatever, and I don't know. Just like they're just stuck in the ground, getting like absorbed, and I guess they're feeling pleasure.
Pleasure and life exchange.
Yeah.
And then the next one is the deceiver of hope, endless despair, the immortal sickness, zombie disease.
Zombie disease.
Zombie.
Well, there was a rumor or a theory going around that what was her name? What was Kila's sister's name again?
Oh, the one that's got does the. Oh yeah, that there's some connection with her to all this. That one makes sense.
Yeah, well, that if you go back to that page where it showed like the shriveled up humans, there was one on the bottom right that looked like one that was like crunched, looked like it was kind of like smashed into like a pancake looking thing, and the way that the people looked that or like the way that the people died when she made a request to them and they were denied, it was like the same exact like it was the
Twisted.
same exact thing where they were kind of just like crunched into a pancake.
Yeah.
And what was it? His dad was saying that she's not of this world. So they're saying that like she may be like one of the calamities, or that she came from the Dark Continent.
That makes sense. That absolutely does make sense.
Yeah,
And
I think it makes sense.
And she's where, for me, her characters where everything took an extreme dark.
Yeah.
You know, like holy cow, this is getting paranormal stuff.
How you guys feel about Killua not being in the picture for a while? Like Kurapika, I don't know how I feel about that. I really liked his character.
What do you mean this
Probably
chapter?
gonna
Are
be-
you talking about?
Well, how Gon kind of split up with him, and he
Oh
said,
well, wait,
Killua
you're
said he's
getting
gonna.
into the episode, right?
No, this is. In the
Oh, the
manga.
chapters? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Well-
where when they right before he went to go climb that big tree, Gon.
Yeah.
And they kind of separated, and it seemed like he was probably gonna be out of the picture for a while. At least to me. I mean,
Right. Well, I don't know. I mean, he may
Probably a
be.
good thing.
what?
It's probably a good thing because it means that Killua will return with a badass new power, or looking really powerful, and make a surprise return at some point.
Yeah, like, none of them will hold back. Like, now they have to prove themselves on their own.
Yeah, I feel like Killua was a big part of Gon's character.
Well, we may be following. Yeah, but the story may be following Killua more than Gon. So
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But I like how the guy. Actually, I like how he. Well, I get the same feeling you do. I like to keep the characters together, but I like it when I like that he is a writer who is willing to separate them and have them go off and do their own thing. I do like that.
Yeah, I see where you're saying it. It
I get the
takes
same feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it takes some definite skill. Go ahead and do
Just
that.
so used to having him around Gon,
Yeah.
He's always been a part of the story, and I felt the same way when Kurapika and Leario kind of took a back seat. So
Yeah, I want to see a lot more Krapika too. So that's another
man,
character I want to see
I
a
can't
lot.
wait to get
Yeah.
back to him.
So, okay. So, is there anything more? This is just a lot of stuff here, man. I mean, this was. I read this. This is like the third time you going through this, and I'll probably go through it again.
Yeah, I have to reread it again.
It's
A lot of stuff.
it was confirmed that the Chimerians came from this dark continent, right?
That they can't. Yeah, I think so, but it would
'Cause
make
I don't
sense.
ever remember it being said specifically, but I felt like it was kind of hinted.
I thought that the Queen came from space.
What?
Didn't the Queen come on a meteor from space, or something like that?
I'm not sure.
Maybe, I don't
For
remember.
sure, but it would make sense there. But anyway, is there anything before we go to the anime? Because I think we're probably about done with this. There's simply so much to look through. Anything about this chapter?
Is this gonna be a weekly thing or?
Yeah.
Oh no, it says she washes up ashore, injured on the shores.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Small isolated nation. So maybe she is from the Dark Continent. Then
I'm willing to bet Dark Continent right now.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet Dark Continent's the connection to the little sister, the whole thing with Melody, and it's evil satanic stuff. So it's going to get real evil. That's what it looks.
I can't
Okay.
wait to see.
Or
more.
say should be a weekly, right, Michael? You know how it is to see Hunter x Hunter start getting sporadic, right?
right.
So hopefully that won't. Hopefully that isn't going to happen. Okay. All right. Anything before we go to the anime on this chapter? All right. Off to the anime we go. Episode. What was it? That doesn't sound right. 131.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. this was
Epic.
it was epically, it was intense. I mean, if you think about it, it was okay. I said a lot in my review, so I'll touch on some of this later. But just to get us started off here, the fight itself. Well, anyway, what do you? I'm just going to go around here. Sean, let me go to you first. What did you think about this?
Um,
This week.
I I saw it, but I forgot what it's about. Like,
So it's Pito. Gone versus Pito. They
um,
had the fight, and he killed her.
yeah, it was epic. It's just sad that Moon had to go through that extent just to defeat him.
Well, it went through. Well, what I said in the review of. Well, actually, I'll just go ahead and throw this out here. There's mainly Gone P2, right, and then there's Poof, and P2 is basically just doing the king's will, just straight up, right?
Yeah.
No BS, just straight up whatever the king wants. Okay. And Poof is a dirtbag who is really serving, and he wants to run things like how the queen was, right? Just pure ant, none of this human stuff. You know, that's it. But I still say that Poof, at least his his intentions are better than Gon's. Gon is willing to kill a girl, right? That he doesn't even know. Was it Kugami? He's willing to just do all kind of horrible things because of Kite, to avenge Kite, when it's really just his guilt that's powering him, right? Because the last thing Kite would have wanted for him to sacrifice his life, right, that he protected. So Gon is so far gone in this.
Pretty much lost the marbles.
Yeah, he's lost his marbles. He isn't a good guy in any way, and he's destroying himself, literally, right? As we all know. I mean, he sacrificed so much of this for this revenge. So, I mean, that's incredible that you let your main character go this far into the abyss. So, that's just my thing. I know Anthony, me and you have talked about, which is good, that you still think that Gon is above Poof, which I could be totally wrong. But anyway, what do you guys think about how far Gon has gone down the tubes, throwing his life away like this?
It just shows that he's nuts.
Okay, you have said that. You have been consistent. You said the guy's got at least one, if not multiple, screws loose, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Gon is not all there. He's way too emotional, you know, and that's his downfall, really. Because it's like, yeah, he gained great power, but he could have, you know, legitimately got himself killed or lost the ability to, you know, be a fighter for the rest of his life. So.
So what do you think, Anthony?
Oh, geez, I don't even know where to begin. This episode was just like, I'm the type of person that doesn't really rewatch things. You know, I'll watch it and I'll get what I get out of it, and then I'm done. I've watched this episode 4 times already.
Well, talk
This is
to me,
just
man. Tell me.
This entire episode was just it's not even as much as like, you know, I know all of this came from Togashi, but what Madhouse did with the content just needs to be acknowledged. It's like the music, the animation, just the pacing of it. It was all just beautiful. It was perfect. I had no complaints about this episode. And when I read this in the manga, I didn't have anywhere near as much of an emotional response as I did watching it. And that's just, it's a huge testament to, you know, the quality of these animators, the music they use, the keys, you know, all the story points that they, you know, and even that one part where he finally starts transforming and they got that choir playing in the background. And I don't remember ever hearing that song before. Maybe they had it before, but it was good. Like they had new music. It seemed like during this episode, and it was flawless. I have no complaints about how it was handled, and I was worried for a while because when I first did read it, I don't want to say I didn't like it, but it was just I was expecting a bigger, like a long fight. I didn't want it to be so one-sided, but seeing it in motion, it just changed it. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful episode. I'm definitely going to go back to this from time to time just to remind myself how much I love Hunter. This is that's pretty much it.
Watching,
That's all I got.
you're sitting there watching Gon destroy Pito, but he's really destroying himself at the same time. So it's
Yeah, like a double-edged sword, pretty much.
yeah.
He is. I mean, he's in tears while he's doing it, and then even after he gets his arm cut off, he's so deluded that it brings him joy that he's in the same state as Kite was before he died. He's a messed up individual. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone in name and in idea. He's gone. I mean, he grabs his. I couldn't believe this. He leaps up, grabs his arm, stabs Pito with it, and then starts doing a Jajankin or whatever it's called, right into from the stub from his missing arm. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then when Kilo is running towards the scene of the crime, you hear this just like these pounding noises, and I'm like, oh geez, he's lost it. And you go in there, and he's just pounding her, and she's already dead, obviously. I mean, it's insane. He's a psychopath. He shouldn't be revived. He shouldn't have been revived. He should have stayed the way he was because, who knows what this kid's gonna do. I mean, and look how strong he got. Look at where his path is leading to a person this strong. That's scary.
You can show it pretty much shows how gone from, was it the first or second episode, how he was very connected with that person to a point like he pretty much treat Kite like a relative, and once he saw like Pito can't bring him back, and all hell breaks loose. Like his emotion, his rage, his anger, his like it all went into play, and it was to a point like, like he is pretty much like this. Like I forgot what episode, or I think I read it in the manga that he said he had to feel what Kite feel in order to like be more connected with him. So even with his hand being cut off, like he was enjoying all of that. So
yeah, he said he was happy.
He says what? Here's my right arm, but I'm not going to give you my left. He said something like that. Oh, let's go to Killua for a moment. Remember the whole stuff of him breaking? He knew that Gon was falling apart. Right? He didn't want Palm to go there to break him. He knew that Gon was falling apart. And then now the whole, like you said, the pounding, the whole thing. So Killua was like, oh my gosh, right? So all his fears, Gon's not dead, but he's gone, right?
Yeah, mentally gone.
Mentally gone, and then he's like, if you keep doing this, using this kind of power, you may die, you may get messed up or whatever. So he's powerless to watch his friend go falling off the cliff. You know what I mean? There's just nothing he can do. And wow.
Yeah, I think it needs to be brought up that Pito was just like how devoted she was to the king, that her move was still in effect after she died.
Yeah.
That is just that's crazy.
Devotion.
It's incredible. It's incredible devotion. That shows these royal guards in general how devoted they are to this king. And
I guess that's the reason they're on all guards.
Yeah, and it was just crazy seeing how outclassed she was after, you know, you went through this entire arc and she was just like shitting on everyone. You know, every single person that she came in contact with was dead. Well, except Netero, but before that, you know, and it's such a contrast from when we first seen her attack Kite and how just like monstrous she was, and now to this. You know, I actually want to go back and watch that episode, then watch this one again. Just, you know, it just puts it in perspective, like how much ground this arc has covered. You know, it's incredible, and I'm actually sad that she's gone. You know, she was my favorite of this arc. She's probably my favorite character. I'm gonna call her a she because that's
what I
do.
Like hermaphrodite or. A lot of times
I don't know.
Guy,
I don't know. They gave her a bust and everything. You
yeah.
know, she's obviously a girl. You know, and it was, you know, even though I hated her, you know, I hated her. You know what she did. It was sad seeing her go. She was
It's a good character, very good character.
Yeah, she was a great character, and I think that that's a testament to the writing that this evil, or not. I guess not necessarily evil, but this villainous character you can care for, you know, at the same time as, you know, the same as you would care for the protagonist. You know, it was just a very well written character.
And all this happened because of Poof.
Yeah,
convincing her.
Poof's horrible.
Kagome was free. So
he's like one of the evil butlers. Like, you doing this, fetching this. Oh, let me clean this up. He was just like an evil butler to me.
Poof is an awesome character, man. He's a dirtbag, but he's an awesome dirtbag. He has been such. Oh my gosh! Watching his conniving.
I like his high class character.
Yeah. Oh, just absolutely loved it. So, Michael, I guess this whole chapter was no big surprise for you watching Gon.
Oh yeah.
Being crazy. You're just like, he's Gon's crazy. There he is. He's being exactly what I thought.
He's a nut. I've been saying it since the beginning.
No, you have been. So, let's see, what was it? But like I say, the whole idea that you take Gon's character, he's a good, well, he was for the most part a good guy. He empathizes with people. Right, he's tried to help people, right, all the way through, and his connection with Kite finally broke what he had left, and it was, like, to me, that was just, I don't know, this is just amazing. How many writers are willing to do this with their main character, you know, break him down. But that's what makes a muscle strong, right? You tear it, or, you know, when you work out, and, you know, something that isn't, you have to break something down to make it stronger. And so Gon, once he gets over this, hopefully he'll be stronger and a little freaking smarter. But anyway,
sorry about that. I got a call there.
We were saying how you know, with Killua, how he's not going to be here. You know,
yeah.
I think it might be part of, like, you know, Gon's character to have Killua around. You know, it might do Gon really good to be by himself, and, you know, just to have more focus on him. And develop him, and, you know, make him more of a hero, or at the very least more of a character, you know, instead of just being like somebody who's there and who just smiles at everybody and kind of like deals with his own stuff inside. Maybe he can, like, you know, bring his problems to the forefront, you know, like maybe have Gon meet like a girl or something, like, you know, and see, like, just put new characters in the manga, I'm saying, through Gon, you know, and have Gon get more developed. Probably a good idea, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I have to say, I feel really confident Togashi's. Two things: his writing, which I feel confident that he has mapped out, and then, like Anthony said, which I can't agree with. I agree with you like a billion trillion %. is the animators. Tagashi should go over like once a week and just bow down to these guys for what they've done. Because the anime is amazing. They really have put everything into it.
It is.
Yeah, this episode was just 100 times better than what was in the manga. Like,
the entire studio, in general, is a great studio. I'm not gonna veer us off track too much, but they have a huge pedigree behind them. I mean, this No Game No Life, which I'm beginning to like more than I said I originally did in my comments, Michael.
Okay.
They're just, they got talent even outside of Hunter. This is a great studio, so I don't think they could have put the content in any better hands.
yeah.
All right, now is there anything you guys want to say before we go? I don't think we'll spend a whole lot of time with Fairy Tail 386, but anything you guys want to add on to the anime here before we move on?
I can't wait to see the chapter that I don't remember what chapter it was where the king and Kamugi were playing their game at the end right before the king dies. And in the manga, that there wasn't any like scenes. That was just like text. And I can't wait to see how they animate that, because that was, even in the manga, that was a powerful moment. Being able to see what the animators are going to be able to do with it, because they're going to have to do some kind of filler thing with the visuals at least, because
All right.
so.
Well, okay. Spoilers, obviously, but I think anytime we get to Hunter, I've told everybody spoilers all over the place. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't even.
No, you're fine, because like I said right in the beginning, I just say that, and I'm going to put that on here. Last week I did too, right, Hunter? I said spoilers, so everybody knows. But I had to say, even in the manga, like you're saying, the whole scene between those two at the end, just made me misty eyed the way it was played out. I was like, oh my god, I didn't expect him to go there.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing.
It's just a true celebration of the medium, this entire anime.
Well,
What's great?
Go ahead, John.
No, I said this is the reason why I love the Chimera Ant arc.
I liked it, and I liked Greed Island. I don't know why some people had problems with it. I thought it was great.
Greed Island arc, the only thing I liked pretty much really was the dodgeball game.
Which was incredible.
Yeah, it was like an epic dodgeball game. It made me like want to play dodgeball, like go outside and play.
Right? Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to play in that dodgeball game. You get killed with one hit.
Not that one. Like, just want to play dodgeball. It made it so epic. I was like, oh, look what they doing. Like, and then like these people helping out going. Like, it was just good.
Yeah, there hasn't been one arc that I disliked. This entire show or series in general is incredible. Can't say enough good things about it.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. Make sure. Any last thing before we go to Fairy Tail? Anything at all? I think we're on to Fairy Tail. Okay. Let's see. Who has her? Wait a minute. Anthony, did you read it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Michael.
Yeah.
Sean.
No, I haven't been into Fairy Tail like that. I was gonna say like I'm gonna get going, guys. After get going. So.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, I really do appreciate it.
All right, take care, guys.
Yep, see you later.
Okay.
On the skeleton crew now.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That's fine. All right, and this probably won't be very long anyhow. So the whole thing, what do you guys think of this episode? Let me say something. People, I went and got caught up. I was only like 5 chapters behind, so I went in and got caught up. And people have really talked about the last 2 chapters, right? So now she's got an ability, right? And with the whole thing with Aquarius, it made sense because Aquarius has hated this whole getting summoned thing anyhow. So she got freed, and now Lucy, at least in this realm, has got her water ability. So now she's got something instead of just having people steal her keys, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll only last until she passes out, or if she'll have it now forever now.
I think it's forever now.
That would be pretty epic.
Power up. Yeah, well, and it makes sense. It also means hopefully we won't be seeing Gray's wannabe girlfriend around that much It's fun.
Juvia?
Yeah, because we will have somebody that's got,
Oh, I
water
love
going
Juvia.
on pretty intense. Yeah. Huh?
I love Juvia.
I
It's
think
the
he goes-
I like her. I like Gray. The two of them together make me sick.
Oh man.
Oh, Gray's
Man.
something. Oh God. Yeah. It's annoying. I really wish they would I literally wish they'd get married and have 15 kids and just do it, or just have sex regularly or something. Just get over.
It is annoying that like they keep dancing around that pairing and then he never capitalizes on it.
Yeah, I'm
Very
not against
annoying, I agree with
pairings,
that.
but like you say, yeah, it just got totally annoying to me. So what do you guys? So anyway, what do you think about this chapter, the Celestial King?
That
really good.
that attack that he did, was that attack on the actual monster cube thing to let out the rest of the fairy tale members?
Well, it destroyed the
Is that why they all
Allegra.
came out?
Yeah, it destroyed
Yeah.
Allegra. So
So he didn't actually use it on Mark Gear. He
Well,
just used
no.
it on the Allegra thing.
no, he said he's gonna let the mortals or whatever he said finish him off. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at it though. I mean, that guy turned to stone, that head demon guy. So like that attack definitely hit like all the demons in that area, right?
I rushed through the chapter, so I don't.
Unless maybe
Well-
Allegra was connected to that guy.
Well, no, the rest of them are still alive. No, Allegra is gone, but the rest of them are still running around. The ones that are still alive, that is.
Yeah.
But we still get the Minerva Urza fight going on. Urza's far away. Urza's just an awesome character. That's the reason I quit this manga. When he broke her, when he made her another Lucy, I said, "Oh man, I'm out of here." You only need one. I have no problem with Lucy, but you only need one. You don't need two.
Right.
So
She's a great character.
yeah, I love the artwork on this so much. Just look great. And
You
like I
say,
said,
say what you want about Hero's, writing, but he's an incredible artist.
well, yeah, that and I like the characters. I
I like the characters too, yeah, but I'm just talking about like how some of the story plays out. Sometimes it's like, leave something to be desired.
I like my stuff a little, rougher or more.
More seinen.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Not
Yeah.
quite as goofy or whatever. Although I do have to say the humor does work in the anime. I really
Yeah, it does.
And this
Good.
this is another one. This is like the Hunter thing. That the anime is better than the manga, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Not a real. I don't assume there's any debate on that. So, right. So, and then in Fairy Tail for me, it's always been. There's been a couple of people when I've said that when I was doing reviews who go, really, I like the manga better. But I don't blame them for the art. But I've always liked it. So there at the end.
Teach their own.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, oh yeah, absolutely. But for the most part, it does seem that the anime, definitely from feedback and everything, is much better. So Tartarus Art, Part 3, Father and Son. So this is Gray's father.
Yeah, who doesn't think that father and son is talking about Gray and Silver?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
It must be the same thing that happened to Minerva. He probably was a human first that got turned into a demon.
Oh, you know what? I never thought about it from that angle.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah.
Yep.
Because why would he be Gray's father if he was a pure demon?
And maybe a lot of people are saying that it could be Gray from the future, like how Rogue came back. Dragon
Maybe.
Festival. I don't know if I agree with it, but I'm just saying, people are saying it.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
like
a theory out there.
Yeah, I like it. I like the way this is laid out. It's his father. His father was a human. Now he's a demon, and I like that anyhow. That at least to me makes sense. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else? I mean, there's not as. It's funny. We go from. It's Hunter x Hunter and Fairy Tail are such opposites. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
Even from a standpoint of what's good in what series, like the art in Hunter isn't that great, but the story is incredible, and then it's the complete opposite in Fairy Tail.
Oh yeah, I could just imagine. I mean, if this was the artwork in Hunter x Hunter, the manga would be.
Yeah.
it'd be incredible as far as to look at. But well, anyway, what do you guys want? Is there anything you guys want to cover in this particularly, or?
Well, I feel like you know how everyone's speculating what the relationship between Gray and Silver is.
Yeah.
Remember how in Naruto when we were all speculating what the barefooted man was, and it turned out to be Kabuto. It turned out to be the obvious thing. That's probably going to be what it is with this. You know, everyone's throwing around these crazy theories that it's, you know, Future Road, or it's, you know, or not Future Road, Future Gray, or it's Gray's son that's really old, or just stupid stuff like that. It's probably just going to be father son, and we'll all feel stupid afterwards for not not realizing that the answer is right in front of us. So.
Yeah, that's what it looks like in this. I don't think it's going to be too big a mystery, but it'll probably be, and I guess that's his way of saying it, you know. But we'll find out in the next chapter.
Hero's really stepped up his game lately. I'm really pleased about the way this arc is turning out.
He is. He's trying. I guess he's trying to balance out being a little more serious without losing the humor. I guess so. He's trying to find a better balance.
Maybe everyone realized that since Togashi's coming back, they got to step their game up.
Maybe.
It's been
All
gone
right.
from the game so long, you know, everyone's gotten complacent.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's going to be about it, right? I think it's going to be about it for we've covered. We've done Naruto. We've done Hunter x Hunter. Once again, Anthony, I really do appreciate you getting me hooked up into that. It's been amazing.
No problem. My pleasure.
Awesome deal. All right. Any last thoughts, Michael, before we close out?
About Fairy Tail?
Yeah. Or about whatever. I mean, Fairy Tail first or whatever, because we're getting ready to shut down the broadcast. So.
Yeah. Just that, Fairy Tail's been really good lately. I really like what they're doing with Lucy's character, giving her, much more character development. And basically looking forward to next week to see, how they fight back now that the guild is free. And I'm really looking forward to seeing, how Lucy develops as a character with her powers and all that stuff. And then as far as, Naruto goes, really exciting. It's in the end phase now, and I think, that just getting to the point where Naruto and Sasuke fight is like what we're all hoping for at this point.
This is a pretty good year, I have to say. And when was it? Was it Wednesday? Was it Wednesday? It was Wednesday when Hunter x Hunter came out, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So we got that on Wednesdays to look forward to. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody. Once again, we're going to shut down the broadcast. Until next time, take care.